Hello and welcome to the third day of the Mindfulness Challenge. Today we will focus on the breath. Following the breath is one of the most common meditation practices. And there's a couple of reasons for that, but one is that it's very convenient because it's always there. Another reason is that if we learn to follow the breath, we can learn to make it a calming and settling experience. But I also want to note before we get started that it can actually be one of the more challenging objects of focus because the sensations of the breath can sometimes be a bit subtle and it's not quite as easy to pay attention to that as it is maybe the sound of birds outside. But it's very important that you try not to judge your performance when you're doing these exercises, because that's not the point. It's common for us to want to decide whether we're good at something or not, but this is not the type of thing that we are good at or not. It's simply that we're developing a skill, that we're practicing the ability to notice when our mind has gone off of the focus and bringing it back to whatever we've chosen to focus on. So for this exercise, it's very similar to the last two. You can follow along with me now and practice it again later using the script that we've provided. And so let's go ahead and get started. You can set a timer for 5-10 minutes. It's the third day. Maybe you're wanting to challenge yourself a little more and see if you can go a little further. I think it's great if you're even practicing it at all, but if you feel like this is something that you're really wanting to stick with and wanting to develop, the more practice is certainly has shown to have the more results. So I would encourage you to do that if you're wanting to. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes if you'd like to. And again, taking a few deep inhalations. For that transition into the present moment. And after you've taken those few deeper than normal breaths, just let breathing happen naturally. And you'll notice that you don't have to try to breathe, and that your body is already breathing. This is not a breathing exercise where we're trying to breathe in a certain way. We're just going to notice what's happening that's already there without our needing to change it in any way. So scan your body and see where you notice the breath the most. Oftentimes, people will notice it in their abdomen as it rises and falls. Perhaps in your chest. And some people even like to pay attention to where the air enters and leaves the nostrils. Take a moment to observe where you notice it the most. And then follow the sensations of the inhalation and the exhalation as your body moves, moving the air in and out. And soon your mind will try to interrupt your focus attention. And that's absolutely expected. Simply notice and note that that has happened. And kindly, gently return the focus back to the sensations of breath in the body. See if you can follow a few cycles from beginning to end. And try bringing a sense of curiosity to the breath. Your breath has always been there. From the moment you were born, but we hardly ever notice it. Can we bring some interest to how exactly it moves in and out? And to see whether each breath is the same, or does it change? And again, you may have found that you're thinking about something else just now. And that's normal. Instead of judging yourself for it, just remember to return to the present moment of the breath in your body. And when the timer goes off, open your eyes, and you're done. So with this third day of mindfulness practice, you're starting to learn how the mind takes us in different directions, how the mind likes to distract us with stories or judgments about things. And you're starting to learn perhaps that you're able to tell the mind, I see what you're up to, but I got this. That is a skill that we can develop over time. And I also hope that you're enjoying these mindfulness practices. You may not notice any significant changes in your life just yet, although you may find the practices themselves to be relaxing. That's a common result that people notice. But over time, there will be a payoff. Over time, you'll notice that you're becoming more self-aware, that you're becoming more patient, that you're perhaps less reactive in your interactions in your relationships. And those are the skills, those are the results that we will see with a regular mindfulness practice. So thanks again for being with me today and learning more about mindfulness. I'll be back again tomorrow with a very different type of exercise, one that I think you will really enjoy.